I guess we're going to start. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. This beautiful December morning. So wonderful to see you all. We're going to start with a couple of songs. I invite you to stand if that's comfortable. We'll sing.
Hey, Bill.
You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy, God. Deepest joy is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Ooh. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Sing your joy. Sing your joy in me. So much joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Sing your joy in me. Sing your joy into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Shine your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me. So much light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Good morning. Feel free to sit. The singing, she's done. Welcome, everyone, to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. I'm Judy Hunt. I'm your practitioner today and also your master of ceremonies. We were going to celebrate Teresa Valenzuela's huge service to this community, but she doesn't feel well today, so we don't get to have her. But Deborah Taylor Russell made a gorgeous cake, and we're still having cake. And we're still signing cards for people that don't get enough cards. What's that signal?
So, did you mention that it's the center's birthday?
Say again, please.
Did you mention that it's the center's birthday?
Yes, and Reverend Bonnie's missing that too, because she's not feeling well. So it's an interesting day. And if I told you how mine was, you'd be even more amazed. So we know that all is well, and here we are in the heart of Las Cruces. And, those cards, they're really essential. So take a few minutes, sign 5, 10. If 5 of us did 20 cards, we can knock those cards out in a minute. But remember when I did my talk and I talked about how we give a blessing from our centered place? Let's write those cards from a centered place. And I don't mean you need to tell them a story. All I say is you are loved. Now, doesn't everyone want to get that card? I mean, they don't care who it's from. They don't know me. But they are loved. And that's what's essential this time of year. So please stay and do some cards. So, no more Care Bears, did you notice? I feel like bringing my own. But now we know that they are out in the world going to children who really need them in times of crisis. So, and we loved them up good, that's for sure. So, but I've got to say, I miss seeing their shining little faces in your shining little faces. So thank you for that. There's the birthday, we're not having it. Well, we are. It's just the people we're birthdaying aren't quite here, but yeah. And so those cards go to Las Cruces Village Long-Term Care, Skilled Nursing Residents, Assisted Living Residents, and Foster a Senior Program. So it's just and it's another wonderful gift that Teresa Valenzuela brought us. So let's honor her and fill out those cards with love. Janice, Janice, she's been running the treasure sale. She's going out of town for 5 of her usual cleaning days. So we have a call in to someone who is covered before, but he can't let us know until 4 days prior to our needing him. So just to cover, in case he can't, if anyone can volunteer to clean for us, and hopefully you won't have to, but if you could be on standby so we could get the place clean like we all like to have it. So if you would, I guess you could let me know and I'll get it to Reverend Bonnie or to Meg in the office. Looking into the new year, we have some wonderful speakers and events coming to our center. I don't know if you've looked at that lineup. I was amazed. For one thing, in January, Lori Maycomber, who many of you know from, she's been here before, and I think she's spectacular, and she is teaching an introductory class to Buddhism. And I know a lot of us are interested in that and I'll speak for myself, mine is such a smatter that I'm going to try to attend these. They're going to start on Thursdays in January, I think about the 21st. And they're on Thursday afternoon, I'm pretty sure. This doesn't say it, but I bet there's a sign-up sheet out there. So, and it's only 5 weeks, so it's not a huge commitment. 5 weeks for an hour and a half, and she's got a wonderful syllabus that'll take us through a lot of basics. So it's very cool. And then Brian Lotman, do you remember him? He does the beautiful singing, chanting. That's his deal. Awesome speaker, and I really recommend, I'm bringing a neighbor special for the breathing and the beauty of doing those chants with him after church. So that's going to be cool. And then, yes, and then Celia, And if you haven't experienced her music, she's spectacular. She will bring her music and a message on a Sunday coming up, along with a sound healing experience after the service in February. So that's going to be excellent. And then Armand and Angeline, who are also incredible. He does flute. I mean, these people are spectacular. And they will have new music for a magical music comedy concert the end of March. And now we are excited that our new admin and building coordinator, Meg Long, has started. And she'll come to a service in Sunday to officially meet us. But you're welcome to drop by during her office hours. And notice that the office hours change coming this Monday. So check those out. There's mornings, there's afternoons. You'll need to get used to that. So it's posted. Oh, starting Monday and Wednesday, 12:30 to 4:30, and Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 1. So there you have it. And it's in the newsletter. So, and are we doing the potluck or not? Yeah. Oh, we're still doing the birthday potluck. So there's much more than cake, but I saw the cake. So save room for the cake. Just a thought. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we believe in the power of prayer, and we practice it. And so we have a wonderful group of people that meet, practitioners and ministers from the 4 New Thought Centers, and we meet every week, and we pray on the prayers that you give us to pray with you on. And you can sign up for one. It's on the back of the chair in front of you, and we love to do it, so please give us something to work with. There is always something. Blessing. And there are gratitude cards so that when Spirit works in your life and you see those results, please let us know, and we pray your gratitude as well. So it's wonderful, and we welcome it. And meanwhile, Bob and I are here, and thanks to Beth and Newbie, I love it. We have 3 people here, and we could probably even press Liliane into duty if we wanted to pray with you afterwards. After church, if there's anything on your heart that you'd like to let go of. So now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
Take a breath. Close your eyes, go within deep inside. The gift is always there to find. Open up, say a prayer, feel the peace that's waiting there. And Spirit is never far behind. Take a breath. Close your eyes, go within, deep inside. The gift is always there to find. Open up, say a prayer, feel the peace that's waiting there. And the Spirit is never far behind. Take a breath, close your eyes, go inside. Take a breath, close your eyes, go inside. Take a breath, close your eyes, go inside.
Perfect instructions for our prayer. Let's close our eyes, take a breath, and go inside. just notice how this clears the way for spirit and how easy and effortless it is. This is really all that's required. Take a breath and go inside. And here we find the peace and joy, the harmony, the grace, the vitality, everything that God is flowing through us right now. It's all here right now, right in the perfect vessel which we call ourselves. This is God breathing us right now, and it is perfect. And we are so blessed, and I am so grateful, and so it is. Liliane has brought us a splendid reading. This is from David Brackey, The Quantum Sayings of Jesus, Decoding the Lost Gospel of Thomas. Say again? Oh, Keith Giles is going to do the one I'm reading, I guess.
Keith Giles is the author of what you're reading.
Oh, you're right. The foreword is by David Brackey. Never mind about him. Keith Giles is the expert behind this. Thank you. It has the foreword guy right on top. Yeah. Self-effacing. So, saying 109 from the Lost Gospel of Thomas. Jesus said, "The kingdom is like a man who had in his field a hidden treasure of which he knew nothing." This is what the kingdom is like. "And after he died, he left it to his son. The son also did not know. He took the field and sold it. The man who bought it came, and as he was plowing, found the treasure. He began to lend money at interest to whomever he wished." This parable is about a man who owned a treasure but didn't know it. He, like many of us, believed the lie that what we need is external to us. Religion teaches us to jump through hoops to earn God's love, favor, acceptance, and forgiveness, things we already possess by nature of our inseparable oneness with God. Philosophy teaches us that the truth and wisdom we seek Philosophy teaches us that it's out there somewhere in a book or at the feet of a wise guru or philosopher. These notions train us to believe that we are empty and what we need to fill us up is available in other people, other places, or through other external sources. In the parable, the man who owned the field, and therefore the unseen treasure, dies without ever searching within that field. His son inherits this way of seeing the world, and he too fails to discover the treasure within the field, which is a metaphor for the inner self. But the man who buys the field is the one who believes there is something of value in that field. He buys it from the son who does not see or believe in the abundance of wealth available to him in that field of the inner true self. Once the man buys the field, he begins to dig. He looks within that field until he discovers what was always there, a great measure that is so bountiful, he is able to share the abundance with anyone he wanted to share it with. So what is the treasure? Is it truth? Is it love? Is it the reality of divine oneness? Yes, it is all of those things. Because in reality, they are all the very same thing. Divine oneness awakens us to the inescapable connection we have with God and with everyone around us, which is powered by love, because God is love, and we are made in the same image of love. This is what connects us to everyone and everything. This is the truth. We are one in Christ, and the love of Christ is what the universe is made of. Once we realize that everything we seek is already available to us, that everything is here and not out there, that there is not two, but one. Then we have found this treasure that transforms us and everyone around us. So do not go searching for the truth, for love or acceptance or connection outside of yourself. Look within your own field and discover it is filled with the greatest and most abundant treasure you could possibly imagine. Within yourself, you will find God, and in God, you will find everything you need is already yours. And so it is.
Liliane, we are going to sing now. Uh-huh.
Only if there's words. If there's no words, I'm hooped.
Is this the Jamie Lula song?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you never sent them. I got them from her.
Well, I realized they weren't received.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything you want to say about this song?
Today's an adventure.
Today is an adventure. Let's just mix it up, should we? This song that we're going to sing is by Jamie Lula. He's a wonderful New Thought artist. He's primarily at Agape, but he performs all over the place. And as soon as I heard this song, I just went, oh, we have to do it. We have to do it now.
And it's real easy, so the words are up. You can join us.
I love new, easy songs. Thank you. That was wonderful. So today we get the wisdom of our own Liliane Pilot. Liliane Pilot has spent much of her life as a spiritual seeker. She is an artist, writer, speaker, teacher, and musician. For 10 years, Lily was part of a CSL music ministry in Canada and earned her practitioner's license in 2012. She also is trained in the use of sound and music in healing and was a licensed practical nurse and a bunch of other things, all of which have informed her spiritual journey. She now runs a nature retreat and art gallery with her husband, Doug, and is happily nestled in the loving arms of CSL Las Cruces. Here's Liliane. There you go.
Hello. Is this the party to whom I am speaking? We were all doing Lily Tomlin imitations the other day. It was kind of fun. Sometimes it just feels like a journey to get from there to here. And other times it feels like a journey to get from here to there. And that might just about sum it up. Everybody good? Yep. My talk today, and can everybody hear me? And I know I'm a little quiet today, so is this good for volume? Good. My talk's called Godful and Grateful with My Feet on the Ground. In this song that Jamie Lula wrote, we are the harvest, we are the ones we've been waiting for, we are the ones that we seek, the love that we seek, we're the seeds we are sowing, we're the harvest we reap. And it took what felt like a long time, but I can tell you now that I feel those words. I'm the seeds I've been sowing, I'm the harvest that I reap, I'm Godful and grateful with my feet on the ground, upright and balanced. Well, that balanced thing might be stretching it a bit. I did wipe out on the stairs going to the car today, but, balance is a moving target, right? Anyway, it's taken me a whole lot of life to get to this place in my own being, and grateful I am. And it actually, for me, my journey to this point started with gratitude, so that's where I'm going to start today. For some reason, gratitude was a weird roadblock for me. I just couldn't figure it out for a long time. And you have to wonder, what on earth would prevent me from feeling deep appreciation for all the goodness in my life, for the love of family and friends and community? I knew enough to express thanks, but I don't think I was just connecting with the feeling of it. From the outside, and this is going to sound terrible, I know, but from the outside, and coming from a family that never even uttered the word God in my familial home, it was like this icky Christian-y thing. Oh, I'm so grateful, and I couldn't connect with it. I had this idea that it was a really emotional thing, and I'd see other people tear up and throw their arms around each other, and hands on hearts, and I'm going, what is wrong with me? Am I broken? Like, I do not have the gratitude button, clearly. And I'm still not completely sure what was going on with all of that. It doesn't really matter at this stage of the game. Maybe I thought that the blessing of bounty meant that I wasn't good enough. I needed help from other people. Or maybe I just wasn't worthy enough to receive. There's a tough one. And I think that all of that tied in with being on the spectrum, which, always left me feeling different. And, here's a news flash. We all need help, and we're all different. So, gratitude. I heard it when people prayed. Dear God, thank you for my beautiful family and friends. Well, I always thought that was kind of luck of the draw. Thank you, God, for my new job. Wait a minute. I thought that you got that for being clever and qualified. Thank you, God, for my awesome children. Now, hang on. I know darn well where they came from and who's looking after them. I couldn't see God in my life as my life because God was still being filtered through this systemic belief in separation. So on my side of the veil, I could only see what I thought I knew. This matrix that we live in is very, very compelling. How was I to find God within if I couldn't see evidence of God in the world around me? And I finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I changed the context. When I researched gratitude, I found all kinds of synonyms. Funnily enough, thanks, thanks, thanks. Appreciation, praise, grace. Well, I use those words. It was the weirdest little switch being flipped, knowing that I felt the grace of God in the nature around me and in beautiful, heartfelt moments. I felt and saw and experienced things that made me want to praise or give thanks. So all I had to do was change the language, and all of a sudden, oh, I get that. I know I'm a slow learner sometimes. But I also think this is why it's so important for us to come together and, to pray and to share and to feel connected. We remind each other of the truth of who and whose we are. We come together in agreement. We choose our spiritual family, and I think we do that so that we can grow and blossom. This is our innate self wanting to open up and flower. So, that's not noisy at all. I think we're wired to feel the high vibration of the force field of love that we call God. And, I've been gifted so many times and in so many ways. I was bound to feel something sooner or later. A kind of mental gratitude started to grow, and Spirit kept poking me and prodding me and just to open my eyes and see a bigger picture. And bit by bit, I became more aware and more receptive. And then that gratitude slid all the way from my head down into my heart. And ultimately, I think what finished the connecting the dots for me was my indwelling relationship with nature. How I feel when I'm deep in the forest and just listening to bird song or the sound of a river or stream, or at dusk when the sky is a blaze of glory, and when a red-tailed hawk swoops the front right corner of my car, which they regularly do for some obscure reason I haven't fathomed yet. Phosphorus critters in the waves. Have you ever been down by the ocean and you see the phosphorus waves come up on the shore? And I actually scooped one up and held it in my hand once. It was really cool. And mystical other happenings, a sea turtle leading me out to sea. Actually, seriously, I was snorkeling in Turks and Caicos, and the boat throws down its anchor fairly near the shore, but then you get out and you snorkel around for a while and then go back to the boat. And I was snorkeling and I saw this sea turtle, and she was just so magical and mystical, and I just started following her, and she's just meandering along the seafloor, and all of a sudden I realized that I could hardly see her anymore, and I thought, wow, she must be really deep. Uh-oh. And I lifted my head up, and that boat was way the hell and gone over there. Turns out adrenaline and swimming go very, very well together, and I was pretty darn grateful to get back to that boat, too. Especially since I've been quite adamant, I don't need a life vest. I know how to swim, so now I'm a mile offshore without a life vest. I'm like, note to self, don't do that again. Truth is, I am so blessed. So many times Spirit has whispered in my ear and saved my hiney, and I think sometimes that even if any of the events that could have taken my life had done so, it would still be God expressing, because it really is all God, whether we like it or not. The only part that we're responsible for is the journey. So Hafiz wrote this. I know a number of times I've read from Hafiz, and I do like him very much. And I don't think I've ever told you why. You know, we don't effuse, we don't emote about God very much in our culture. We don't just roll in the deliciousness of the feeling of the divine. We certainly don't talk that way to other people. And that's what I love about Hafiz, because he's all about the absolute blissful, sensual love for this vibration, this essence, this thing we call God. This is called Join Me in the Pure Atmosphere. I slip in and out of the sea at night with this amazed soul I have. I am like a magnificent, magic ocean turtle who sets aside his vast wings of blue effulgence, blue light. And when I crawl upon your shores to leave my divine seed of verse, let me remain cryptic tonight, all the way till dawn as I orbit God in this holy, ecstatic mood. Grab hold of the corners of my luminous, tender shell, and I will whirl for you, for I'm covered with eminent crystals that I've gathered from the infinite depths of love. Follow my tracks in the sand that lead beyond thought and space, for I can see deep down that you are really a golden bird that needs to dance. With your spirit enraptured and ascending on the currents of light, on the currents of his breath, join me with your hands, wings, hoofs, or fins in my sublime applause. Join me in the pure atmosphere of gratitude for life. I slip in and out of the moon each night with a gracious ease, with this brilliant heart I have. The beautiful friend, the exquisite one, sometimes steps from his invisible body and walks upon our shore, so that we might see and know his radiant, tender shell. His eminent crowns that are the three worlds. Oh, grab hold of the hem of his skirt as he spins his universe on an emerald dance floor. Cling to the transcendent elements in his glance as the beloved forever whirls his love. Hafiz slips in and out of God at night, tied to his own amazed soul. You know, we don't need to travel the globe to experience mystical moments. Not that long ago, where I live, I had a hummingbird sitting on my head, and I had another one sitting on my shoulder. And while I was with my camera trying to film those, there was another one sitting on my hand, my outstretched hand, because that's the deal. The outstretched hands that say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm trusting. I trust it's going to be wonderful. The expansive feeling of joy that I experience in nature helped grow my feelings of gratitude, and in turn, my faith grew. And as my faith got richer and deeper, so did my sense of God in and as and through me. I was already Godful. I just hadn't fully realized it. So as we reveal our Christed nature to ourselves, our Godfulness to ourselves, we begin to claim an accord with a higher vibration. And like a sunrise, it gets lighter and brighter until it's so bright, it just enlivens the physical senses in a way that we don't feel every day, but we could. And the paradox is, the lighter we feel, the more grounded we get. There are guides who communicate through Paul Selig, and it's something I've been reading up a bit on. And they said recently, and I love this because he's channeling, and they'll often talk about him, and not necessarily in ways that are complimentary, but he has to say it because that's the words that's been given to him. Anyway, they said, the challenge before Paul now, whether or not he knows it, is withstanding his own choices to move to the higher, to liberate himself from his old creations, and to challenge himself to claim himself in a higher accord than he thought he could. For all of you, we say the transitions you are all undertaking are honorable. I am in my honor is to maintain integrity at the cost of the old, to know yourself as safe at the cost of the changes that may be surrounding you. Your realization, individually and collectively, is occurring now, whether or not you know it, at the speed you can hold, at the level you can integrate it. But what comes with it is a new responsibility to be in accord with what already expresses at a higher level of tonality. And they go on to explain that the common field that we know is an octave of tone, high, low, and everything in between. Everything that we witness and see is in alignment to that octave. Some of the highest esoteric teachings have said man is sound, man is a tone, hue man. The highest, which we call blessings, the low, what we would call fear, surround us all the time. Now, you can sing any song in any octave into infinity beyond what your voice can carry. That song still exists in the higher octaves. And the guides go on to say, what we do with our students is transpose them vibrationally so that they may be sung or expressed, which is what sung means in the upper room, the higher octave of expression. The upper room is the highest a human being can hold vibrationally while being in form. But the realization of the divine through you, which occurs in this upper room, the upper awareness, actually claims the world you see out of old hereditary logic, out of the logic that we grew up with, coming up through our family lines and everything else. They say, you've been so indoctrinated into what things should be that you count on them to be what they were, and consequently the world you see is always resembling a world of yesterday. And this is how we do. We ruminate over past ills, errors, trauma, and that creates a level of anxiety in the body, which in turn makes it feel like the present. And from that vantage point, it's pretty hard to see perfection, to feel the higher vibration of the upper room. So here we are with all that life business, where things feel difficult sometimes and we feel separate or unworthy. And when we're beating up on ourselves for our perceived lack of perfection, it's pretty hard to feel Godful. Our worldview needs to change. And where does this worldview come from? What our parents teach us, in huge part, with the best of intentions, is the framework that we build ourselves on. And we grow up, and once we get out in the world, we have to try and figure out where we fit. If a child is taught that they're not good enough, they'll spend the rest of their lives trying to be good enough. If a child is taught that they're worthy, they'll go out in the world and accomplish what they set their minds to because they believe they can. In our home, and I questioned whether or not I was going to say this out loud, but it is nonetheless what happened in our home. We were taught that we were just a little better than other people, and better equated as or translated to smarter. Well, that leads right back to not good enough. Just here to tell you. Because if you're taught that you're better than the masses. It drives a wedge between you and everybody else. And then you look around the world and you see all these people who appear to be happier and appear to be more financially successful and appear to be doing all kinds of things that you're not doing. And part of you still believes what you were taught, because that's, a whole bunch of really common threads in the fabric of your tapestry. But clearly, it's not what you're witnessing in the world around you. And deep inside, you know that it's wrong. You know that you're not somehow better. But if that message was wrong, then what else is wrong? Ruh-roh. I remember once my sister actually accused my father of turning us into intellectual snobs, and he said, "Of course I did." Well, thanks for clearing that up, Dad. And I've spent my entire adult life finding balance from all of that. So, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who wrote The Little Prince, said, "The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They are felt with the heart." There was a couple I knew years and years ago. He was a university professor, and he'd married a woman who'd been born with fetal alcohol syndrome, and it had affected her brain in the manner which would basically put higher education out of reach for her. But she had the most beatific smile I've ever seen. She just was a bundle of love. I've never met anyone like her. Instead of a keen intellect, she got love, and lots of it. And she was never told when she was growing up that she was different or less than. She was just loved. And that was her gift to everybody that she met. And it took me a long time to understand what she was born knowing. We get a lot of our worldview from our family of origin and the community and the climate that we're raised in. And it takes effort and intention to change those beliefs, at least to question them. Do I believe that now? And maybe the first thing we need to do is take judgment out of the equation. When we judge others, we create an illusion of separation. And when we judge ourselves, we automatically pit ego against honest self-evaluation. It's really hard to look at yourself and go, "Oh yeah, I'd like to shift that," or "I could change that," or "that might not be how I want to do that anymore," if another part of you is beating up on yourself. That's a really hard hill to climb. I think we're wired to try and be whatever version of perfect our family and culture dictate. And when we think we're falling short of that mark, we grow this climate of not good enough, and that will become our experience unless we have another belief system in place. So what might another belief system be? That we're perfect, whole, and complete just as we are? Feeling Godful is something that can be cultivated. And if I wanted to be a little heavy-hitting about it, I would say it's something that must be cultivated. Be the witness. Observe yourself and know that you can't be the witness and be the thing you are observing at the same time. So that's a great way to start cordoning off that ego pitting against oneself. And it's a good question to ask yourself, what's the part of me that observes? What's going on there? Another good question is this true? I love that one. I find myself getting caught up in something. It's like, okay, let's just take a break. Let's look at this. Is this true? Daily mental work to position your mind about your true nature will have you up in your game without having to beat yourself up. Declare the truth of your being rather than your perceived inadequacies. What you water grows. Train your mind to visualize what you want to see rather than focusing on what you don't want. Take the word failure right out of your vocabulary. It's an unnecessary word. See necessary adjustments as just part of the wonderful opportunity to grow and expand. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest that we reap. All of this will help keep our feet on terra firma. In Science of Mind, we teach affirmative prayer, which helps focus on the absolute and not on the appearance. So instead of praying for undesirable things to go away, you claim the aspects you do desire as though you're already experiencing them. Affirmative prayer recognizes there is only one God expressing as all of life. We're all droplets in the same ocean. And essentially, we have to believe that God is all there is and God is good, that no matter how scary or uncertain the future looks, it's going to be okay. It's just going to be okay. And with a little effort, it's going to be wonderful. Without that faith, changing your world can seem like a hard task and scary. I have spent my life with so much judgment about what's correct, what the truth is, and about how others live their lives. And honestly, if you were to look at my life and see some of the decisions I made, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be inviting me to stand up here and speak to you. You'd be thinking, this woman is not all glued together. Just the other day, and this is not the first time it's happened, and I keep hoping it'll be the last, but we'll see how that unrolls. I found myself having an imaginary argument with someone I had a falling out with 20 years ago. Awesome. I did something thoughtless. She felt hurt and reacted. And as I played out our story through my mind, I actually felt a little twinge of, some of the pain I'd felt all those years ago. And the first thought, the very first thing that went unbidden came across my brain was, she's mad at a version of me that doesn't even exist anymore. Well, wait a minute. I'm alone in a car having an imaginary argument with somebody I haven't spoken to in 20 years. And she's mad at a version of me. My ego had positioned my role in the past, but her role in the present. And then I had to realize, of course, that I was replaying a version of her that didn't exist anymore. Talk about holding on to a worldview. Isn't being human hard sometimes? Kenneth George Mills said, "There is only now. Years of past actions are not affecting your experience, only the immediacy of your thought." And followed that one up with, it doesn't take time to think right. Everything is filtered through the mind, absolutely everything. And the mind is made up, literally. We make our minds up every single day. When somebody says, my mind is made up, they don't even realize what a true statement it is. We're making it all up every single second. Our brain's processing millions of pieces of information simultaneously. And it's astonishing what that mechanism can do, and we're fascinated by it, aren't we? We just love the brain and how it works and all the stuff it can do. And I find there's an expression that I use a lot. I find it very interesting that we do such and such, or that people tend to, or that whatever. And think about that. Whatever you find interesting is where you're going to focus your attention. In fact, I find it interesting that we find our minds so interesting. There's a lot of language that focuses on the brain, on the mind, instead of focusing on God. Just focusing on the heart. What if we just didn't use any words at all and just focused on the heart? And even talking about the heart's tricky, because as soon as we say the word heart, we picture this thing inside going, right? Or we think about what we think love means, and that brings us right back to our worldview of love, which is nowhere near as grand as God's. God's version of love is itself. God's version of love is a force field of realignment so powerful it can obliterate our entire worldview in a nanosecond and replace it with such wonder that the mind actually doesn't even know what to do with it. When we believe ourselves, when we believe what we think, believe the appearance instead of the real, our ideas become cemented, like somebody poured glue in a kaleidoscope and all the bits get stuck in place. It doesn't matter how you turn it. You just see the same image. And faith, I think, requires us to take our worldview and shake it like that kaleidoscope, shake all those bits loose, and let the pieces land where they may, and trust that our world will still be beautiful. So can we do that? Can we shake ourselves up and make peace with the outcome? Make peace with the unknown? Can we be grateful for who we are in our own journey? Can we allow ourselves to be human and still know that we are divine? But what if we do it wrong? What if we do it wrong? You know, the fear of making a wrong choice can be absolutely paralyzing. If we're inherently decision makers, then people just call us, bossy or pushy. And if we make no decisions at all, then we're viewed as helpless. And somebody will likely take over, which only serves to prove to us our own inadequacy. And if we make colossal errors in judgment, then we're not trusted, and even worse, we lose trust in ourselves. I had an employer years ago who taught that the only wrong decision is no decision. And I learned to take action. And I had my share of mistakes, but I learned a lot. So I started making bigger decisions, which basically meant bigger mistakes. And at some point it unraveled. I made some magnificently huge mistakes. And if one were to look only at appearance, it might seem that I lost too much. And I'll admit that for a long time I felt that way. Today I have a lot more experiences under my belt, as well as a guiding light of faith that what's happening in my life is happening for me and not to me. I still believe that no decision is the worst decision. Choose a path, move forward. If it's fruitful, keep going. If it's not, step back, reassess, make a new decision. It's really not any more complicated than that. And I now live a life that I actually never expected. The life I'm living now isn't in any of my journals. I want this, I vision this, I'm going to do this. It's in none of my journals. And yet, it's more rewarding than I've ever imagined. I have a kind of freedom a lot of people only dream of. And I live in an amazing place. Most of my challenges are internal. I'm pretty sure that's just that human journey thing. So learning to make peace with that still. The internal challenges, managing expectation, adapting skills, and accepting that I can't guarantee the destination, but I can choose how I travel. And the bottom line is that the present moment, this moment, is the only moment in existence. And the attitude and gratitude that I can hold in this moment is not only the beautiful blossom of this present, but it will become the fruit of my invisible future. Fruit from a tree with roots deep in the ground and branches in heaven. I feel I have landed well. May we all do the same. Thank you very much. I am going to do the prayer.
Thank you.
That would be me up here doing a prayer. Let's just take a moment together. Take a breath. So I know in this moment, there is only this moment. All that busyness of mind, that brain doing all that stuff, you can just take a breath now. Take a break. Because there is only this moment, pure, whole, perfect, and complete, infused with, enthused with the vibration of the one altogether lovely, reminding me in each moment that I am the thing itself. There is one power for good expressing in and as and through me and through all of life. And that life is my life, and I claim it now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Just the opportunity, the ability to stand still and remember those words. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. That's all I need to know. I'm so blessed and grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for this moment to share with each other, to open our hearts and say, hi, welcome to my new family. And know that blessings are not singular, they are eternal. The gift of love is not singular, it is eternal. And the gift of presence, not singular, it is all of us, right here, right now. And I release these words into the law, which is a lovely gesture, but it's all already true and done in the mind of the one. And so it is. Now can I sit down?
Yes.
This song is called I Will Surrender. It's by Karen Drucker.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I'm more grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Thank you, Sarah. That was beautiful. And thank you, Liliane. Let's give her another hand. Thanks so much. Well, now it's time to think about the giving back to the center. And we know how much this place means to us, so let's put our money where our mouth is. And the beauty of giving money to us is that 10% goes to someone in the community every month. And this month it's El Caldito Soup Kitchen. And you can read that, so we will start to pass the plates because our dinner is waiting. And while they're doing that, so they, on special holidays like Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, they go with full traditional feasts. Their service is free, and the only requirement is the need. Volunteers make our operations possible. And while they pass the plates, we'll say our blessing. There it is. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God and me. And why don't we start to sing? Do we bless first, or do we sing the song? We will sing the song. Okay. And there it is now.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Spirit, our source. We are so blessed. And we know what a blessing we are in this community. We are so awesome and strong and awesome. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
And we're going to go out singing.
Go out and shine.
Go out and shine.
Woo!
Stand if you want to.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time.
And remember, practitioners are available. Thank you, everyone.